Hey guys, welcome back to your women's gear review channel, and today I bring to you an update on the Friedrik Carry on X. So way back when we started this review channel, this was one of the very first products that I had reviewed, and that video could do with a wee bit of a refresh, and I was just thinking about giving an update then on the material and see how they've gotten on through their travels and over the last year, and whether or not it's still worth investing in. Back when I did this review first, it was called the Carry On Pro. They've since changed this to the Carry On X. You can just get the Carry On, which is essentially without the kind of front pocket, so dependent on whether you kind of want the laptop compartment or not, that will depend. It is worth going over to the website and checking that out too. This is priced at a whopping £465. It is a 43 litre and a weight of 4.3 kg, which for me is definitely a bit hefty for a starting point, because depending on your airline, you might only get a limit amount. I know for EasyJet, I think it is, or one of the other kind of budget airlines, it is a 10k limit for your airline. So you're kind of getting half of that taken away before you've even packed it out. So it does have synthetic materials throughout, an aluminium lock frame. So the colors are very subtle. It is just going to be like your base here of the gray and then a little bit of add-on. So you've got the burnt orange hair color, and you can also get it in the gray and chocolate, the gray and all black, or just completely all black. They do offer lifetime warranty, international shipping. They also have a 100-day trial period. So it just means after those 100 days, if you're not fond of it, then you can refund or exchange. Otherwise, returns must be shipped within 14 days of receiving your return label. This is a very smart, fun, practical, clean carry-on. It is very pricey for me anyways, and it is definitely an investment. It essentially is the materials that make it worth it in the kind of price range, but that's something that we're going to get into as to whether that has held up or not. It's definitely given more of an autumn winter vibes rather than a summer vibe. Okay, let's get cracking on with the features and how this is held up. Okay, visibly enough, you're gonna start seeing like these kind of moments, which we'll get into in a wee second. Now, in terms of like the branding for Friedrik, they only really have it implemented here on the side handle. I don't believe, no, they don't have it here on the top one. They've only opted to place it on the side here, keeping it quite simple, but knowing, you know, for that wad of money that you are getting a Friedrik luggage. Let's go into the obvious, which is the exterior and the shell kind of here, and what kind of has deteriorated over the last year or so. Now, this has been on its travels, so it has been put through the test of whether it holds up. Now, it definitely holds up in terms of like the corners and stuff. I haven't seen anything, in terms of the corners kind of busting, which are normally the first thing to kind of go. I always see that with luggages, is the corners are the things that just end up busting first. Whereas this is really, really tough, especially in all four corners, which is nice to note. The only thing is, and it's picking it up pretty well here, is the scratching that happens. Now, a lot of this can be kind of maintained if you do have if you can, I guess, if you're putting it over and you want to be extra careful, you could put like the luggage bag thing over it. I really need to learn the name of that, but you could do that to just kind of implement that if you wanted to. It'd be nice if, I know with the level 8 one, they have one that just kind of molds around it, so you don't have to put it into a sheet. It kind of fits around it, which would be nice if they had done that for this, just to give that added protection for when you want it, especially if we are placing it in the overhead locker or anything. You just want to know that it is a bit more safe, and the money that you're spending on it, you can kind of protect it and make it as long lasting as possible. So a big thing that I really want to know and reiterate, and I definitely feel like they've said this over on their website plenty of times, or someone has told me, I don't know, and they said don't put the sticky labels. I definitely feel like that was in their care kind of guide that you get like when you get your luggage. Don't put sticky labels here on the leather. What have we gone and done? Put sticky labels here on the leather. You know, when you go to the airport, and at one stage this had to get checked in, so they placed the sticky thing here. You know, you got the rest of the bag, love. They stuck it there. So that's just something to be aware of, because that will just stay and then wear onto the leather as well. Then this is a bit of paint. You can see the scratching throughout. You can have a look on this side as well. It's grand. This is paint too. There is some scratching though as well. Some more paints, but some more scratches. You can kind of see it throughout here as well. If you can see up near the handle, it does become kind of wear and tear. These are definitely scratches too. It's a mixture between some scratches and some paint, like you can kind of see at the bottom where the wheels are is a little bit of scratching too. So it definitely does get scratched. That's number one to think about. Now with your bumper stoppers as well, there can be a little bit of wear of tear if you are placing this on its side, but for the last year or so these haven't like broke or anything, so that's a good sign too. And that's the kind of overall shell of it. It's gonna scratch, and don't put the sticky stuff onto the leather. Just don't do it. So externally, let's just have a look at this top handle that we've got here. Oh, right in your face. Let me see if I can. Nah, it's just gonna stay the way it is. Up close and personal, you'll get to see then the wear and tear here on the leather. You could, if you have like leather care, you could put in care for this. Definitely way too lazy for that. But you can kind of see over the last year or so that this does happen, which is a wee shame. This is movable, comfortable enough, easy to grab with. I find no issues in terms of that, and it's staying in place. It's not the most comfiest as it is leather, so just be aware of that. Then moving on to this one. Less wear and tear because I feel like I use that top handle a bit more. But you can kind of see still picking up on those scratches as well. Same kind of movable handle. Not a lot of comfort to it, but easy to just grab and maneuver off the luggage belt if you need to, or in overhead lockers. Then moving on to the aisle wheels. Now, these are amazing. They just make everything super duper easy to maneuver with. I find no issues in terms of these being long lasting. They have held up really well, especially whenever you're zooming through the airport, because you're in London and the gate is 500 miles away. So it's nice to know that you have something that is speedy and can maneuver and take a hit and a beating if it needs to. There is little bits of wear and tear, but not something overly. I definitely feel like they've held up really well considering the amount that they have been through. And as you can see for the bottom as well, it is absolutely grand. These are your spinner wheels, so it just means that whenever you are maneuvering it, it can maneuver all types of ways. So then we got the aisle handle here. I've read a lot of reviews about this. It does kind of shake a little. It feels a little cheaper than the rest of the bag, I have to admit, but it has held up grand. I've found no issues. It maneuvers really well. It doesn't really get stuck or anything, so you're not having to fight it. There is some scratches around it, but I get it. It does kind of wobble a bit, and for the money, you don't really want that happening. So let's get into the front pocket. You can kind of hide your zips down here if you want to, which I've gone ahead and done. Now it just makes it really hard to get it out, which is fun. You just kind of have to, I mean, for the risk of anti-theft and all that, then that's fun. I don't know why I've done that, because that needs to go through that side. Anyways, here we are. There's a zip stuck in there and it'll probably stay in there forever. Here we are. At least you've got two. You do have another one. I don't know if you've been able to pick that up. I'm trying to get it for you. Chubby fingers are stopping me from getting into this little hole. I might be stuck here. It has a little bit of branding on it, which is nice. The CF. Then I'm going to show you this flat down. What we've got is we have a luggage that can be opened completely flat down, or you can kind of tie it to a point and clamp it here at the sides. There is a little bit of button and a little bit of Velcro. I will show you. So then it opens up like this, stopping it from flinging down. Easy then to get out your laptop and be on your way. For the purpose of this, I'm going to take this off. Now that is on both sides, but I'm just going to show you the inside and how we've got on. This leather strap has been grand in this position. This has lost kind of its stickiness and toughness to it. There is a little bit of threading coming off on it. So over time with use, that can be like that. For the rest of the bag though, it's absolutely grand. You've got this mesh pocket. Could have done with a bit more elastic to it, I feel. Don't really use that much. If you have like documents and stuff, it's fine.
or if you felt secure enough, you could place your passport in there. We are going to pack this up to kind of show you, so you can skip ahead to that if you want to just see what you can get into it. This is your laptop compartment. Let's give you a measure of that. I've found online. I don't think I got that in my other video. What we got here. You get about 15 inch to about 11 inch. Now I have two laptops I can show you. This is the 12. Works grand, still a little bit of space here. Or you can go ahead and try and fit in the 14 inch. Let's see, come on. There we go. Fits like a glove. They'll have enough wee space here as well. If you maybe wanted to go for a 16, are you lying to me? No, I feel like 16 is a push. Like, are you seeing? Let me show you the max here that it goes to. That's sound, I can really see that. It's like here. So they both fit in, which is nice. You could even, if you wanted to, place another item in there if you wanted. There's plenty of space if you had like two electronics and you felt safe in doing so. As far as that material, it's really easy, clean material. So it's nice to note that you can just wipe that down. Now on the other side, you do have a little bit of organization. That has nothing to do with the product. That is just spillages. Couldn't even tell you what it is. Something blue. Then you have these pockets that I never use, right? You've got two wee pen holders. Another wee pocket, another wee pocket. I don't use them because then they bounce onto the top of this. But if you wanted some organization, then you got some. I just never use them. And this material is absolutely grand, really easy to clean. That is no fault of Carl Friedrik, that is me. So that's that pocket. Then we have this system. Put in your wee code, get it to what you want. You two clipables here. Opens up, snaps. Clip, clip, oh. Snaps. This is so taper tight, seamed, nothing's getting in, nothing's getting out. Oh, money, money, money. What, can anyone tell me what is this? Oh, it's from Argentina, so just proof that this has traveled. I believe this traveled with Cassie and Bradley because I've not been to Argentina yet. So there you go for that. Now a little bit of dirt. Lovely, we love it. So inside you've got two pockets, two compartments here. You do have a little bit of organization. You could put your toothbrush, cables and things in there if you could fit them, depending on if you have electronic or a little one or whatever you have. Toothpaste, small, you could place in there. Both sides are identical. So you just have space really. You do have a little bit of branding here. The threading is kind of coming off this. Just something to be aware of. In terms of the material, it is really easy to clean. Now it's so easy to clean, so easy to wipe down and maintain. There is no issues in terms of the inside. Just moi being lazy. Really nothing to do with Carl Friedrik. In both sides, you do have runners down this side that lead you into the, or down the middle, should I say, that leads you into the hardware kind of system in the back. Just being aware, if you do have that front pocket bulked out, you can kind of push it, so it might compromise this space, like this pocket here. Just being aware of that. They both have clippable straps. Would we have loved to have seen something more? I don't know if they've updated this. Like, I know they've updated the name. Maybe they've updated the inside. I'm not too sure, but clippable straps, we would have loved to have seen something else for the price. They have lasted really well though, so really no complaints in that. And yeah, inside has been absolutely grand, really easy clean materials. So let's go ahead and pack this up. I'm not going to use packing cubes. Packing cubes, you probably get more into it, but we're just going to pack it so we can show you. If you use this for 3 to 5 days, 5 days, you could probably pack it a bit more, 7 days, if you're smart with your packing. I'm unfortunately not. So that's a jumper. To go with that jumper, we'll put in a wee pair of jeans. Aqua will. PJ bottoms, PJ top, another pair of jeans, another pair, because apparently you can't have enough. A jacket. Now on this side, I'm going to place my wash bag, liquids and everything. Obviously, if you're going on a flight with this and using this as your carry-on, then you're going to have to rearrange that. Pair of shoes. Cardigan. I think that pocket's well packed. Close that on up. It's nice, you can kind of compress that down if you need to. Suction it, aye. Suction it all in. We need tops we need underwear and swimsuits. So that's what we have here. My packing is disgusting, don't come for me. There we go. Do an extra jumper here. Go for a wee umbrella. Also assuming that if you are checking, or not checking it in, using this as your carry-on, then you get a personal item backpack, so you can fill that out as well. Bob's your uncle. Another pair of shoes here. Clothes are on up. Now that's the max. Might need to let go of something. No, we won't. Now the weight of that, let me give you a weight when I pack up the front here, because that's going to be fun if it weighs a couple of kg beforehand. Now you can opt to pack up those pockets on this side. I don't do that, so I'm not going to. If you wanted to, you could fit in smaller items. Base becomes tight when everything is packed up, as you can see. I don't know, the thickness kind of comes up as well, goes down. I'm going to place my passport in there. What else do we need? Keep my phone on me. And that is coming to 9 kg. Wowee. And just to let you know, when you pack this completely out, this is an extra 2 inches that you're getting here, about 2.5. The full shebang from here to here is 10.5 inches. That's really good. You can really see that here. From here to here, 8.5. So if you don't pack that out, it's going to be easier to fit into budget airlines, right? This length, 19 and a bit inches. With the wheels here, you're looking at about 21.5 inches. And then let's look at the back here, 13. With 13.5 inches. That just gives you a bit of an idea on the size and everything, and you can just kind of weigh that up with your own airline. Oh my lord, it is heavy. But overall, this packs out really well and so durable. So for the airline test, this is the requirements for EasyJet. It just gives you a bit of a rough idea. It's always going to be the thickness of this and how much you're packing out that front pocket that's going to limit you. So I would suggest, if you are a bit worried, then just leaving that a bit more flexible, so then you can kind of squeeze it in a bit further and take out whatever you have in the front and maybe just place it in your backpack if you have one, or just hold on to it until you get onto the flight. But for EasyJet, let's have a wee nosy. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, oh my lord. So I find with this, it really just depends on the airline and the day and where you're kind of flying from. I know if I was flying from Belfast and I rocked up with this to EasyJet, they would make me check it and it probably wouldn't fit in completely because of this front pocket. But I know Kaz and Brad have taken this away with them. I know for Norwegian Airlines, they made them check it in because it was too small for the requirements for that. But I know for EasyJet, they've gotten away with it and it has been grand and never been asked to kind of place it in the basket for a bit of reference. So it's just going to depend. I do think it is a bit too bulky for EasyJet, especially the front one. So if you are worried about that, then maybe just go for the carry-on. This is grand with water. I would just say this front zip here isn't like coated or anything, so just be aware. And that's a bit risky because you do have electronics in there if you are using that laptop compartment, whereas the rest of the kind of carry-on here is well sealed and tight. What does it go up to? 1, 2, 3. 3 is there? I swear it was 4. Maybe because it's like the older version, I don't know, but this is what it's like here. Kind of goes up to my waist. It's nice that you can lower it though. I haven't found any issues in this getting stuck. I know with other kind of carry-ons, it does kind of, there is a bit of temperament to it, but here, this is quite wiggly. So I know people don't really enjoy that, especially if you are paying that amount of money, but that is just something to be aware of, is that it's not like really structured in. There is a bit of room to this. Okay, time for some pros and cons. Pros are definitely that it is durable, it moves lovely, and the laptop compartment is super easy and convenient, especially for going through TSA. Cons, for me, definitely, it's just not the lightest and it can become quite bulky, especially this front pocket. So you're more than likely not going to get it in for those budget airlines. And another thing to be aware of, it does scratch easily. So that is the end of our review. We hope you enjoyed, and if you did, then why not consider joining the channel and hitting that subscribe button. If you do happen to have a wee gander over on Friedrik's website, then we'd be forever grateful if you could use the links below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.